not by words, because it's many translations, but by practice. So we work a lot heavily in Cité Soleil after Jean left when the situation was with the U.S. This is when we intervened, and we got involved with the gangs, and we started working there. Until now, we feel that the country is at a pinnacle point, and there's a lot of people that says Haiti needs salvation, but the word salvation has to be preached in a form of understanding.
Yes.
Because Christ himself, when he came...
That's a good... I was going to ask you that question, but you're already answering what you thought this country needed the most, and that's a good answer.
Well, I mean, salvation is based on, there's a few things, because what happens is you can't run from a historical story, because it's like, before me was my dad, before my dad was my grandpa. So, if you're going to tell me about the gospel, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to challenge you to African history, because you can't deny what's the truth. So the thing about it is, okay, what was it that, so we as Christians, we're not claiming to be angels, so we as Catholics, we're not claiming to be angels. So there was a time when we slaughtered and we killed. We can't lie about that. And there was a time when we used the religion for slavery. So we have to say, okay, yeah, all of these things have happened. But past that, what we're saying is, within the new environment, well, we're not saying for you not to applicate your Africanism, because you can't run from Africanism. That's what it is. But the universe has two forces, and you can't run from good and from evil. So if you say to me, man, my God is the real God, I'm not going to tell you you're going to hell. I'm just going to tell you I follow the God of Abraham, and I'm going to tell you, you might want to come see what my God can do. Like, at the end of the day, you bring your God and I bring my God, right?
Right.
And and we'll see. So if you, right?
It's kind of an Elijah type
I was
deal.
going to say, the Old Testament's full of people bringing their gods, and we saw.
And that's what has to happen here, because what happens is, my grandfather was a voodoo priest. My dad was a minister. So you have to understand, I'm not, there's the talk of what goes on, but then there's the actual scripture. And so it's not, yes, there's 66 books, but then there's the books in the Vatican, So, and then there's the books that were burnt. So, and sort of like, I guess this is why I was named Wyclef Jean, the reformator. So my form of preaching is a form of law. And at the end of the day, similar to Nostradamus, who was a Christian, and he's seen certain things that other people couldn't see. So in traveling the world and seeing different religions and seeing certain forms of spirituality, I have understood you can't condemn somebody for what they're doing. What you can do is you can offer them a way of life and a way of your belief, but the God has to manifest to them as it has manifest to me. So my job is, because with this country you're dealing with two forces. You're dealing with good and you're dealing with evil. Understand that the tribe of Haiti comes from Benin, West Africa, based on a mystical energy. So at the end of the day, it's based on a mystical energy. You come here, and it's like, so Catholicism is one part of it, but then then there's the voodoo, right? So the voodoo is actually the religion of the country. So at the end of the day, so then you say, man, a guy's doing voodoo, he's gonna go to hell. But then I would take you back before Christianity, before Muslim, and I'd take you back 2,000 years before that, and then 2,000 years before that, and 2,000 years before that. Because guess what? Information is key, right? And because if you don't have information, then you're blind, man. So you can create a camp and say, all right, we all following Jesus, and we're going to shoot the man, whoever come to this camp, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to sleep with these little girls because we following Jesus. Hey, man, that's not following Jesus. So at the end of the day, we have seen religions come back over and over and over. And what has they done? They have manipulated the name of Christ, the name of Peter, the name of Abraham, the name of Isaac. So I feel that we, as Protestants, we are at a pinnacle point. And I think that we have to understand the doctrines more so now than then. And we cannot live on what was 2,000 years ago. Because 9/11 just happened, 9/11 just happened. So you're in a new century. So yeah, John did see the revelation, and he saw the revelation. But I'm not John. I'm in modern time, and I saw the Twin Towers go down. So my form of revelation is an interpretation of John, but the story continues. And so as young Protestants, we must read and understand through the lines, but at the same time, we have to make sure that we're producing a continuation of what Christianity is. Because if you don't do that, you have new religions that are built. Scientology, which is the start, but you're about to see much more. And then how are you going to challenge this? So you're going to say, man, you know, I believe in the Christ. No, because yes, Scientology is part of the Bible. At the end of the day, where do we come from? From a cell, you have electricity, you have water. You can't run from that. But beyond that, who creates the electricity and becomes the water? So scientifically, I just need you to show me that part of it. So at the end of the day, I feel we as Protestants, we're in a position where, you know, our jobs now are similar to Peter's when he got crucified upside down. This is where we stand up, and we have to stand up in the sense of you can't challenge Scripture with what was. You have to challenge Scripture with the reality of what you're living today. And remember what I told you, because similar to the way that y'all got surprised by this conversation, because y'all heard of the name Wyclef Jean, but y'all didn't know how deep.
I had never heard of you.
Yeah, but you heard of me now, right?
I have now, and that's what's so interesting to me. I'd never heard of you.
Yeah.
He tells me that my kids know you, but I didn't know you. I didn't know what you stood for. So your conversation didn't surprise me.
I'm a Nazarene, man. You know, so
one of our guys here's dad was a Nazarene pastor.
Yeah. So it's good meeting y'all, and I appreciate the work y'all doing in here and in this country. Okay, Napale.
He has my number.
Okay. Napale is good. So appreciate the work that y'all doing. You know, we here as young Haitians leaving Haiti at 9 years old, we came back because we feel that